to my channel. My name's Claire and you are watching another episode of my cake chemistry series, the one where I talk all about the science behind baking and a whole lot more. If you're enjoying these videos so far, please do remember to give them a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel and hit the notifications button so that you don't miss any of the latest updates from me. And of course, if you've got any questions, topics, recipes you'd like me to cover in the future, please do drop them in the comments below or come and say hello to me over on Instagram. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to be doing some baking again today, and I'm going to be making a classic banana bread. I feel I'm a little bit late jumping on this whole banana bread trend. It seems to be something that everyone's baking at the moment. I guess because it's super simple and a great way of using up leftover bananas or ones that are going a little bit, you know, black. I never seem to have leftover bananas. I don't know why that is. I guess I just use them up before they get to that stage. Anyway, banana bread is what we're doing, and I'm going to be making a vegan version because you know I like doing the vegan cakes. So a little bit of experimenting. I've got my ingredients all weighed out and ready to go. So I'll show you what goes into this bread. Super, super simple. You don't need that many ingredients. You've literally got your dry, your wet and your bananas. Make sure your bananas are very ripe. Mine, to be fair, they could be riper than they are. But they've got some black spots, so you know, that'll do. Even if they're like really black and you think they might be going a bit funny, that's perfect. You can still use them for banana bread. Another trick that I've heard of for ripening bananas, and I did try it the other week, was to put your bananas in a preheated oven for like 10 minutes. They will turn black and they'll go kind of mushy inside. I made a banana cake for my friend and I used that method just to ripen up my bananas a little bit more, and she said it tasted amazing, so give it a go. I will have the full recipe and method up on my blog, which will be linked in the description below, but I'll quickly run you through my ingredients now. So I've got my dry in here. Self-raising flour is what I'm using, 250 grams of that. For my sugar, I'm using a mix of brown and white sugar. We've got 200 grams in total. I've added a teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda, some cinnamon, didn't really measure it, I love cinnamon, probably around a teaspoon, maybe two, and a pinch of salt. So that's all our dry in there. Then we have got some buttermilk, vegan buttermilk, which I've showed you how to make in one of my other videos. I'll link it below if you want to check that out. And I've also added my vegetable oil to that. I've got 120 mils of buttermilk and about 50 ml of vegetable oil. So fairly small quantity, to be honest. And then of course I've got my bananas, which I need to mash. So that'll be the next stage. You want to mash them and get all the lumps out. I mean, it doesn't matter if there are a few lumps. Some people might choose to puree your bananas. I'm just sort of going to mash them with a fork. Bananas are mashed. I'm preheating my oven to 170/180 degrees centigrade. I may have to turn it down like halfway through the baking time just so it doesn't brown too much, but we want to make sure that it's hot enough to get that rise. And I've lined my baking tin. I've got a nice loaf tin here. So it's simply a case of adding our wet ingredients to our dry ingredients. I'm going to whisk them in. That will just help get rid of any lumps, and then we can pour that into our tin ready to bake. Okay, my cake has been in the oven for about 40 minutes now. I'm pretty sure it won't be done. These kind of cakes always take longer than you think. I'll give you a little sneak peek. I've actually got a second cake in there as well. Another lemon loaf cake that I'm doing, but the banana bread is on the left. So I can see it's got a good rise on it so far, a nice crack along the top. But I'm not going to open the oven yet. I'll probably check them in about 10 minutes or so. Loaf cakes are particularly prone to collapse because the tin is so deep. In fact, any cake in which you're baking in a very deep tin is more likely to collapse because they just take quite a while to cook through, and it can be very deceiving because it looks like it's cooked on the outside and then it's not cooked in the center. So make sure that you bake it long enough. You can always turn the oven down if it's starting to brown too much on the top. I've just taken my cake out the oven. I didn't get to film it. Sorry, it was one of those quick get it out moments. I just knew it was ready. And I didn't want to open my oven door for too long because my other cake is still baking. So here it is. It's looking great. Nice and golden brown on the top. We've got a little crack down the center, which is pretty normal for a loaf cake. It has sunk down slightly, but that is very normal for banana bread. Anything containing like pureed fruit of some kind does tend to be a little bit denser, but it's cooked and there was still like a little bit of moistness on my knife, so I know that it's not been cooked for too long. It can be difficult when you've baked a lot of cakes. You just sort of know when they're done. It does take practice. I would say it's been in the oven for an hour. For you, it might take 45 minutes. It might take an hour and 15 minutes. It really just depends on your oven, the temperature, what tin you're using, how much mixture you've made. You just have to test these things. You can normally tell by looking at it from the outside if it's nice and golden brown and well risen, and then the final test is to do like the, what do you call it? I was going to say toothpick test. It's not a toothpick. I just put my knife in. If you put a knife in and it comes out clean, then you know that your cake is cooked. I'm going to leave my cake to cool in the tin for about 10-15 minutes. Then I will take it out and put it on a wire rack to cool it completely. Doesn't really need anything else doing to it. You can ice it or decorate it some way if you like. Be as creative as you want. And also, this banana bread has so many different variations. Like you could throw in some chocolate chips, some walnuts or other kind of nuts, various different spices. You could make a chocolate banana bread by adding cocoa powder. There are so many different options. For the full recipe and method, I will have that up on my blog, which will be linked in the description below. And if you have a go at making this vegan banana bread, please do let me know. Send me your photos or like tag me over on Instagram, as I would love to see your creations. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I'm having a lot of fun baking with you guys, and there's so many other things I want to try. So if you've got any suggestions for me, please do let me know. Have a great week and I'll see you next time. Bye.